everybody. I'm Myra. Thanks for joining me. We're going to sit down today to start. So find a comfortable cross-legged position and lengthen out the spine, pressing the top of your head, reaching it up towards the ceiling. Place your hands on your knees, and then before we start into our breath, really engage your low abs. Press your belly button into your spine. Try to hold it there as you take your first deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the back of the throat. Inhale through the nose. And exhale from the back of the throat. Now as you're breathing, inhaling, feel the ribs opening. And exhale, maybe the belly tightens a little more. Again, inhale, ribs open. And exhale, belly tightens. 2 more breaths like that. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, ribs open. And exhale from the back of the throat. Keeping that breath going. Inhale to lift the arms. And exhale, just reach both hands to one side, keeping your hips glued to the floor. And inhale to center. And exhale, bending to your second side. Again, inhale and exhale. Try to keep the ears away from the shoulders so they're not hunched up. Inhale, center, and exhale, side bend. Good. Inhale, and then exhale, bending it forward. We're curving the spine, reaching our belly button into our spine as we curve forward and tilt the pelvis under. Inhale, fingertips lift to the sky, and exhale again. Curving the spine as you reach it forward. 2 more. Inhale to lift the spine nice and flat. And exhale, press the belly in as you bend forward. And inhale to lift. And exhale, and we're going to hold this one here. Hold and breathe. Exhale, tighten the belly. Inhale, lifting to center. And exhale, twisting to one side. Just a gentle twist. Try not to use the leverage of your hands to twist the spine using the abdominal muscles. Inhale to center. And exhale, twisting to your second side. And again, inhale, arms lifting. And exhale, twist. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale, twist. Good. Inhale to center. And exhale once more, curving the spine as you round the back forward. And then coming up to a flat back. Again, feeling the top of your head lifting into the ceiling, your spine is as straight as it can be. Transitioning into hands and knees, taking your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And then find that nice flat spine again, pressing the belly in, holding it there. Taking the opposite arm and leg out away from you. Inhale to lift. Trying to lift up in line with the rest of the body, but not letting the back arch, and lowering down. Moving to our second side, inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. This time we inhale to lift, holding it up. And we exhale to bring elbow and knee together, curving the spine and look all the way down. Inhale to lengthen. Flattening the back, and exhale, lower. Second side, inhale, lifting. Don't lose the engagement of those low abs, and exhale, curve the spine, feeling them pressing in even more. Inhale to reach, and exhale to lower. Inhale, first side. This time, opening the arm and leg away from each other. Inhale to center, and exhale to lower. Second side, inhale to lift. Exhale to open. Try not to let the leg drop or the arm drop. Inhale, center, and exhale, lower. Now going back to the beginning, we just inhale, lift. We're gonna hold here for 3 breaths. So reach your arm and your leg away from each other, breathing deeply. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, bring your elbow to your knee, and we'll hold this one for 3 breaths. Actually press your elbow and your knee together like you're squeezing something there and you don't want to drop it. Feel your breath through your rib cage so you can keep your belly tight as you breathe. Inhale to lengthen, and we will hold it here. Try to flatten out the spine, not letting the low belly drop down. And opening the arm and leg away from each other and holding it there, 3 breaths. And back to center for our last 3 breaths of this sequence. Thinking of lifting the belly button up towards the ceiling and lowering it down. Moving straight to the second side, inhale to lift the arm and leg and hold for 3 breaths. Right away, check that those low abs are pressing in, trying to lengthen the spine as much as possible. And bringing elbow to knee, holding it there and pressing them together. Trying to lift the middle of the back up towards the sky. And lengthen and hold. Making sure that back knee is facing straight down towards the floor. And open away from each other. Try not to let the leg or the arm drop. Trying to keep it in line with the rest of the body. And center, and our last hold. Press away from the floor with that hand and shoulder. Good, and placing it down. And then let's start warming up our spine. We're going to look over our right shoulder at our right hip. Inhaling through center and exhale, looking over your left shoulder at your left hip. And again, inhale through center and exhale, bending through the side. Inhale, center, and exhale. Good, coming to center, and a couple cat-cows, arching the back, lifting the tailbone and the head. And then exhale, curve the spine, rounding the back. Inhale to arch. And exhale to curve. Good, now take about 3 to 5 breaths to find some own movement in your spine that feels good. Continuing your breathing as you move the spine however you want. Good, finding that flat back again and tucking the toes, and let's lift the hips to downward dog. Bending the right leg and pressing the left heel down into the floor. Inhale to lift both heels up, and exhale, bend the left leg and press the right heel down. Inhale, heels lifting, and exhale, lowering the left. Inhale, heels lift, and exhale, lower the right. Inhale, both heels lift, and exhale, both heels lower. And walking the feet up to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Let's dangle over our legs for a few breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth from the back of the throat. Legs can be apart or together, whatever feels good in your body. Good, let's make our way down, dropping the hips to the floor and planting the feet out in front of us. Go ahead and wrap the hands right in front of the knees. Inhale to find a long spine, and exhale to curve the spine. Hold it right there as you release the hands. Take an inhale breath, and exhale, rock it back just a little bit. Hold for your inhale, and exhale, rock it back a little bit. 3 more stops to the floor. Inhale, and back and stop for your exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale, rock it back. Inhale, hold, and exhale back. Inhale, hold, and exhale, roll down with control. Breathing in, letting the arms float in line with the ears, and exhale, reversing your arm motion. Let the hands float down to the hips and peel the shoulders off the floor and pause. Breathing in, and exhale a little higher. Inhale, hold, and exhale a little higher. Breathing in, and exhale, lift. Inhale, and exhale a little higher. Inhale, and exhale a little higher. Inhale, and exhale, curve the spine, grabbing the knees and finding a flat back. Breathing in, and exhale, curving the spine, this time rolling down in one smooth motion, gently releasing the arms, rolling your way down. And exhale to roll it up. Good, this time not grabbing the knees, bringing those arms in front of us in line with the shoulders. Inhale, and exhale, curve the spine and hold it right there. Same thing as before. Inhale, hold, and exhale, rocking back for 1. Inhale, hold, and rocking back for 2. Inhale, hold, rock back and engage those low abs more. Inhale, hold, and exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, last stop. Breathing in and rolling down with control. Inhaling, arms lifting. And exhale, fingertips float to the sky and down to the hips. Try to peel your shoulder blades all the way off the floor. Hold for your breath in. And exhale a little higher. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And roll it up. This time, inhale, lifting the arms up above you, fingertips to the sky. And exhale, curve the spine, rolling down in one smooth motion. Breathing in. And exhale, rolling up. Circling the arms down and reaching up. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, we'll stop about halfway back, maybe about where your fingertips hover over your knees. And then make some genie arms for me and a twist to one side and a twist to the other side. Inhale through center and exhale to twist. Inhale and exhale. Now check out the alignment of your legs, making sure your feet, your knees, and your hips are in a straight line. And don't let them move. Your knees move in or out as you twist. Twisting, 2, 3, 4 more, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Release the hands, press the belly in, and roll down. Good, letting the arms float down by your sides and taking the legs up to the sky as straight as they can be. And coming into a simple roll over, lifting the hips over the shoulders. Keeping the feet together, rolling the hips down. Lowering the right leg and pausing there. Take an inhale breath. And exhale, lift the head and chest. And that same leg going up and down and up and down. Breathing and out and in and hold. Lowering the upper body, breathing in, and exhale, rolling over, keeping the legs glued together. Exhale, rolling down, controlling the descent of your hips to the floor. Pausing and lifting the head and chest, lowering the left leg, and lift. And maybe inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale, or you could exhale and inhale, just as long as your breathing is the most important, lowering the upper body down and rolling over again. And rolling down. Pausing when our toes are to the sky and lifting the chest. And this time, lowering both legs, we're going to only lower to about a 45-degree angle and lift. And lower. And lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And lower. And lift. Lowering the upper body. Exhale, rolling over. Oh, I'm hitting the wall and rolling down. Lifting the head and chest. And this time lowering the legs as far as they can go without losing the control of those low abdominal muscles. And lifting. And lowering, breathing in. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Good, take your hands behind your head and lower the head. And lift the head. Bending the knees, stretching them out. And bend. And straighten. Inhale, lower the chest. And lift. Bend and extend and bend and straighten. Inhale, lowering the chest. Exhale, lift and bend, extend and bend and straighten. Last time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, sliding your ribs to your hips. Bending, try to keep the elbows open as much as you can. Bending and straightening. Good, lowering the head and then turn out the feet, making a little Pilates V on the ceiling. And then bending the legs, opening the knees out away from you, making a diamond of space. And lowering the legs down. Maybe the heels touch the floor, maybe they don't. And then lifting the legs back up. Straightening the legs to the sky, pressing the bottoms of the feet to the ceiling and bending the legs again. Lowering the legs so the heels maybe touch the floor. And we lift. Straightening the legs to the sky, try to press the backs of the legs together. And bend. And lowering, keeping those knees open, keeping the low abdominal muscles compressing into the spine. Straightening the legs, press the backs of the knees together and bend. And one more, lowering. And exhale to lift. And straighten. And bend. Good, opening that right leg to come into our Peter Pan legs. Inhale here. Exhale, taking the legs out about a 45-degree angle, backs of the legs together as we lift the chest, and then we open to the second side as we lower our upper body. And exhale, lift, extend. Inhale, first side, lowering the head. And exhale, lift, press the backs of the knees together. And open. And lift. And open those legs. Exhale, lift the chest, slide your ribs towards your hips and bend. And take it out and hold it there. Adjust your hands down by your sides, lifting the chest a little higher, and then point the toes and crisscross the legs. Cross, switch, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Go one step lower, about a foot lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A little lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have one more stop and switch. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and slowly lower to the floor. Good job. Flex your feet and lift the arms up above in line with the ears. Deep breath in. And we'll exhale to roll it up. Pressing the belly button into the spine. And we come into our spine stretch, curving the spine. And exhale to roll it back. As you lift the arms above the ears, try not to let the ribs flare open. And exhale, rolling it up. The spine stretch, recurve the spine, pressing the belly in. And we exhale about halfway back and pause. Inhale, hold. And exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more stop. Breathing in and rolling down. Same thing on the way up. Hands by your hips. Lift the upper body and pause. Exhale a little higher. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And reach it into your spine stretch. Same thing one more time, rolling it back and pausing about halfway, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Press that belly in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more stop. Exhale, hold. Breathing in and rolling down. Exhale, hands float by your hips. Lift those shoulder blades up. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and spine stretch forward. Good, flatten out the spine. Sitting up on your sits bones. Legs about as wide as the mat. Flex those feet and coming into saw. Inhale to twist to one side. And exhale to reach all the way on the outside of the foot. Let's look at our backhand and keep our spine straight today. Inhale, twist to your second side. And exhale, reach it forward. Look at the backhand and try to keep the spine nice and straight. Inhale, twist. And exhale, reach. Inhale, twist. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Come on up, breathing in. And exhale, rolling it down. All the way to your mat. And pausing there. Just rolling over onto your stomach. And then once you've made your way to your stomach, we'll take our hands under our shoulders, resting the forehead to the floor. Quick checklist on our body. Our legs are so straight that our knees are trying to float off the floor. You're squeezing your glutes and you're trying to lift your belly button into your spine. Inhale to peel the upper body off the floor. The hands are just resting on the ground. And exhale to lower. Inhale to lift the upper body. And pause as you lift the hands, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Lower the hands and then lower the upper body, forehead lowering. Inhale to lift. And lifting the hands. This time reaching the arms out by our sides. Bending them back in, lowering the hands, and lowering the upper body. And we lift the upper body. We lift the hands. This time, arms reaching straight out in front of us. Bending the elbows back in, lowering the hands, and lowering the upper body. Good, take your legs together, tuck those toes, and we're gonna press into plank in one piece. Holding plank. And bend those knees. Press your hips back into child's pose, giving our spine a little stretch. And coming back into plank. Finding plank. And lifting one leg off of the floor and lowering that leg down. And as we lift our second leg, try not to lift the hips or let the back arch and lower. And first leg lifts and lowers. And leg lifts and lowers. You can lower the knees to the floor or hold your plank. We're doing one tricep push-up, bending the elbows. And straighten. And our first leg lifts and lowers. And lift. And lower. Up. And down. And lift. And lower. You can bend the knees or hold your plank and bending the arms and straightening. Good, downward dog. Lifting the hips up, pressing your heels down to the floor. And lifting the heels and rolling back to plank. And now we lower 8 counts to our stomachs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, readjusting the arms again right underneath our shoulder blades. Not our shoulder blades, our shoulders. Go ahead and lower the forehead down. Go through your quick checklist and then just lifting the right leg off the floor and lowering. And lifting the other side and lowering. Try to lift your belly button into your spine as you lift and lower the legs. And lift. And lower. Up. And down. Don't let your leg let your leg bend as you lift. Keep the knee really extended and straight. And last one, lifting. And lowering. Once again, tucking the toes. Straightening the legs and lifting to plank. And hold for 3 breaths. Trying to keep the belly scooping into the spine. And lower the knees, let the hips drop back to child's pose. And making your way back to plank. And this time opening into a side plank. Feet can be stacked, or you can step that front foot forward for a little more stability. Or you can always lower this knee down. Lifting our top leg up and lowering it down. We lift and lower. Lift and lower and up and down. Hold the leg up and a little higher. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Good. Bending the legs and straightening and bending and straightening. Bend the legs and straighten. And this time bend and lower them all the way to the floor. Good. You're keeping your legs tucked into your side. Go ahead and grab your ankles or reach the arm out. Inhale to lift and exhale to bend towards the side that your feet are on. Try to keep the neck long and the chest open. Don't let it cave forward. And lift up and switch those feet to the other side, making your way into plank, side plank. Finding your side plank, maybe the leg is down, releasing the top leg and lifting and lowering and up and down. 3 and 4. Lift your leg and hold. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg and bending our legs and straightening and bend. Don't forget to keep those low abs compressing into the spine. And bend and stretch. Bending and lowering the hips down. Keeping those knees where they are. Grabbing the ankles, lifting and bending towards the side that your feet are on. Keep your Pilates breath going, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Trying to continue our exhales from the back of the throat. Good. Lifting up and making your way back into plank. And downward dog. Pressing both heels down to the floor, extending your tailbone to the ceiling. And then lift the heels and roll through the spine to plank. And we lower to the ground for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, hands staying right underneath the shoulders. Do your quick checklist on your body. And this time, lifting the right leg and the chest and lowering it down. And other side, lifting and lowering. Lift and pause as we lift the hands off the floor. We lower the hands and lower the body. Second side, lifting the leg and the upper body. Lift the hands, keep that back knee really straight if you can. Lower the hands and lower the body. Inhale, lift. This time lift the hands, extend them out, bending, lowering the hands and lowering the body. And second side, most importantly, we're still trying to lift our belly button into our spine, holding our abs strong as we come into this arched position with our backs. Inhale, lift, arms lift, arms come in front, and we bend, lower the hands, lower the body, last side, lift, and hands lift, reaching forward and bend, lower the hands and lower the body. Once more, pressing into plank and just resting the hips back into child's pose. A couple breaths here. Taking one more deep breath, and then making your way up. And let's make our way back into a seated position, reaching those legs out in front of us, and we'll come into spine twist. Reaching the arms out, pressing the belly in, inhaling, and twisting to one side. Exhale, exhale, inhale to center, other side. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale, squeeze the belly. Exhale, exhale, inhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lifting the arms in front of us, and exhale, rolling down. Good, letting the hands lower down by our sides, and then we'll lift the legs up to the ceiling. Coming into rolling over, and we'll come into our shoulder scissors and bicycle. So bending the legs and bringing the hands up to the hips, letting the hips drop forward at a little angle, and then stretching our legs. Starting with our bicycle, bending your back leg forward and switching, and bending and switching. 3 and 4. Now we'll reverse the bicycle. Leg goes forward to back, forward to back. 3 and 4. And now scissor the legs, switch. 2, 3. 4 more. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Bending the knees in towards the chest, releasing the hands as we straighten the legs, and rolling down with control. Planting the feet, knees are to the sky. Inhale to lift the hips, and exhale to roll down through the spine as you lower. Reversing that motion, peeling the spine off the floor, and lowering the hips in one piece. And lift the hips and roll down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time being placed to the floor. Peel the spine up, coming onto your shoulders and lowering in one piece. And lift the hips and pause it there, lifting one knee into your chest and lowering that leg down. Other side, lifting the leg and lowering, and lift, and lower, lift, and lower. Good. Pause, lift the hips a little higher, pretend that there's a level on your hips, and as we continue to lift the knees, try not to let one hip drop. This is a hard one. I struggle with dropping my hip on this one a lot. And lifting one knee, think about that level across your hips, and lowering. And lift. Press into the floor with that opposite leg. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Good. Rolling down through the spine. And lifting the hips in one piece, and lowering the hips in one piece. And lift, and lower, and up, and down, and up, and down. Good. Walk your feet closer into your hips, coming into our shoulder bridge. We'll be propping our hips up into our hands, lifting the hips up as high as they can go. Roll your shoulders underneath you. Maybe just stay here or walk your hands underneath your hips. Releasing one leg up to the sky, extending that leg long, lowering the foot down. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. Lifting the leg straight to the sky, bending it and placing that foot down. Take all your concentration into your waist, trying to have no movement in the belly button and the low belly as we lift the other side knee. Stretching the leg long. Extend the leg away from you. Lift the leg back up, squeeze the belly in. Bend the knee and lower the foot down. Back to that first side again. Squeeze the belly in, lifting the knee, extending the leg, lowering the leg, lifting back up with control, bending, and placing the foot to the floor. Last side. Knee lifts, knee extends, leg lowers, leg lifts, bend, and place the foot down. Release your arms down, walk your shoulders out, and let's roll down to lower the hips. Good. Reaching our feet out away from us slightly, a gentle bend on the knees. Inhale to lift the arms above the ears, and exhale to roll it up. Inhale, arms lift, extend the legs long, and exhale, an easy spine stretch, slowly curving the spine. Circle your arms down by your hips, and then inhale to lift into a flat back. And once again, spine stretch forward. Arms lower and circle. We inhale to lift. And exhale, stretch forward. And come on up to a nice flat back. Good, and then let's just rotate over into all fours. Hands right under shoulders, and we're going to take our knees so that they are glued together. Good, we're going to lift our leg up to the sky, keeping that 90-degree angle bend. Our toes are reaching to the sky and our knee is facing straight down. Squeeze your belly and just lift that leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there and open the knee and lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking it back. And again, lift, 2, 3, 4. Really keep those low abs engaged here. 7, 8, and open the knee to the side and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it back. Hold it there. We're going to lower down onto our forearms. And same thing. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check in with those abs. To the side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and behind. And lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take your knee down and just making a big circle, taking our leg behind us, a big circle, bending it in, and again back, as large of a circle as you can make. 2 more, reaching, big circle. Once more, bringing it around. Good, rock those hips back. And then inhale to peel out into a kneeling position. Peel out of your child's pose, circling the arms behind us, reaching the hands down, circling the arms in front. No movement in the center of your body. Scooping down through our child's pose and coming back into our kneeling position. Knees are together and lifting your second leg toes to the sky. We lift for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep pressing up here. 2, 1, and open. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it behind. And lift. 2, 3, 4. Belly button pressing up to the sky. 7, 8. And open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it behind. Hold it there, lowering down to the forearms. And lift. 2, 3, 4. Try not to let that knee open and turn out. 7, 8. Bring it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower the knee and coming into those circles, taking our leg behind. Big circle and bend. And lift. Tighten the center, bend it down. 2 more. As big of a circle as you can. And last one. Child's pose. And then coming out of our child's pose, rolling up to a kneeling position, circling the arms behind us, keeping the center tight, trying to independently move the arms. No other movement in the body. Scooping down back into child's pose. And lifting to downward dog. And to plank. Three tricep push-ups, bending the elbows and straightening. And bend. And straighten. Inhale to bend. And exhale to straighten. Good. Lower the knees. And go ahead and take your legs out in front of you again. Good. Coming into a little work in teaser, taking our legs out in front of us, extending them as straight as you can. Reaching those arms up. So we're trying to keep the legs still as we lower only the upper body to the floor. All the way down so that our arms rest on the ground. And then peeling our body up. Good, and now we're going to lower the hands to the ground and slowly lower the legs. Pause before your heels hit the floor. Rock your weight forward and try to lift the hips. And lower everything down. Gather your knees into your chest again. Extending the legs long. Reaching those arms up. Take note of where your legs are. We're going to try to keep them right there. Lowering the upper body down. Deep breath in. And exhale, bringing it back up. Lowering the hands by the hips. Lower the legs. And try to lift the hips. Lowering everything down. And once more, bringing those knees in. Reaching the legs to the sky. And the arms. Lowering the upper body, squeezing the belly as we lower. Deep inhale. And exhale, lift. Hands down. Legs down. Lifting the hips. And lowering. Good. Gather those knees back in. And let's open up into butterfly. Grab the ankles and flatten out the back, lifting your chest. Couple breaths here. Good, and start hinging forward, keeping your flat back. And hold it there with your flat back. And go ahead and let your body round forward all the way into your butterfly stretch. And unrolling the spine. And reaching those legs out in front of us. And inhale to lift, and exhale, spine stretch forward. And taking our stretch into our hamstrings by letting our bend in the waist, hinging forward, keeping the legs straight. Keep the tension in the arms wherever they are, and hold your stretch for 3 breaths. Good, and then come on out of that stretch. And then we'll roll over into plank once again. Finding plank, engaging the abs, and we'll do 3 tricep push-ups, bending the elbows as we inhale, and exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend, and exhale to straighten. Inhale and exhale, and downward facing dog. We're going to step our right leg in between our hands into a lunge, taking that foot forward. Keep that back leg nice and straight. One hand is on either side of the foot. Good, let's lower the back knee down. And taking our hands inside of our foot, lowering the elbows to the floor. You could also just stay up on your hands. We're reaching our hips down into the floor. Three more breaths. Good, pressing back onto your hands, taking one hand on either side of the leg. Press into your lunge and step it forward. So we're dangling over our feet. Take an inhale breath and exhale, rolling it up. Inhale, arms lift, and then we'll turn around. So we're once again facing that mat. Exhale, rolling it down. And we'll walk out to plank. And our 3 tricep push-ups. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And lift your hips to downward dog. And taking our left foot and stepping it between our hands into a lunge. Starting with our back leg really straight and strong. Find your breath. And then lowering that knee down, taking our hands inside of our foot and maybe lowering onto your elbows. Try to stretch out the spine so it's as long, as extended as can be instead of curving it and keeping it round. Try to press the shoulders away from the ears so we have a long neck. Good, and pressing back up to your hands, one hand on either side of the foot, lifting that back knee and stepping it forward, dangling over our legs. Take a deep inhale and exhale, scooping the belly in to start you rolling up. Inhale, arms lift. And again, we'll turn around so we're facing our mat. Deep inhale and exhale, fingertips leading the way as we roll down. And walking it out to plank. 3 more tricep push-ups. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And downward dog. And walk your hands in to meet your feet. Taking a deep inhale breath. And exhale, scooping in the belly to roll up to finish. Inhale to lift the arms. And exhale to open. Finding a long spine and a lifted chest. And we're all done. Thank you so much. Hopefully you'll join me again. See ya.